this exercise, we're going to be solving cubic equations. Now, the difference between cubic equation and quadratic is quadratics usually look something like this, where they cross the axis twice. An x2 graph usually has two touching points. These are called roots. So across that -1 and 3, x equals -1, x equals 3 is known as the roots of this equation. Therefore, if x equals -1, x equals 3, therefore x plus 1 and x minus 3 are factors of this equation. Likewise, in cubic equations, unlike quadratic equations, cubic equations have more than one turning point. They're expected to cross the graph 3 times usually. So if they cross the graph 3 times, it'll happen something like this. So come down, and then they'll go back up again. X squareds have 1 turning point. X cubes have 2 turning points. That's the way it works. Okay? In this equation, if I was to say that this is -1, this is 3, and this here is 5, what would happen is the factors of this would be, the roots are x minus 1, x equals 3, x equals 5. The factors would be x plus 1, x minus 3, and x minus 5. If I multiply all 3 of these out, what happens is I get the original equation. Okay, so that's the way these work. Now, what's going to happen is we're going to be given questions very similar to question 2. And to do question 2, what we do is we go find 3 linear factors of the following equation. Now, what we have to do is we have to say f of x equals this. If it's a root, what does the x value do? If let's say f of 3 was a root, what would 3 do when I put it in for x? I'll sub in x for 3, and if it's a root, the whole thing equals 0. Now, the problem is, it doesn't give us any clue as to which one we should use. Now, I'm going to show you exactly what you should do. You always go to the last number, which is 24. Okay? And with 24, you break 24 up into its factors. Okay? So you have a list of factors that you can use. You can use 1, you can use -1. You can use 2, you can use -2. You can use 3, -3, 4, -4. Okay? 6 and -6. Now guys, what you're looking at is, whoa, that's a lot of work to do. Like, that's going to take me ages. But lucky for us, unlike students of the past, what I can do is I can sort of find out which one does it by using my table. Okay? What I'm going to do is I'm going to write in this equation. Okay, so it's going to be 2x squared, or sorry, x cubed. 2x cubed minus 4x squared. Sorry, just make sure that doesn't happen. Okay, so press the right button. Minus 4x squared minus 22x plus 24. Okay, let it equal to 0. Now my start, I want as many points as I get. So I'm going to go from -6 up to +6. Reason being is I wanted in my answer, I wanted to test 1 minus 1, 2 minus 2, 3 minus 3, 4 minus 4, 6 minus 6. So I'm going to go from -6 all the way up to +6. Step 1, because I don't need any half. Now, when it equals 0, that means I've hit a root. No, 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 yes. X equals -3 is a root. And as it turns out, so is x equals 1, and so is x equals 4. So before I even began, I already know the answers because of this calculator. Okay? There are my 3 answers, I think. Now, Stop there. What I'm going to do next is the following. You have to show your workings. Examiner ain't going to know you did that. So what you're going to do is you're going to replace x with -3, and you're going to say, okay, I'm going to test -3 first. 2 times -3 squared cubed plus 4 times -3 squared minus 22 times -3 plus 24. Now, I already know. You can test it out again if you want, but I already know it's going to equal -1. Provided I entered it in properly. I already know it's going to be 0. Do you got it? I already know it's going to be 0. So I'm just going to say, oh yeah, 0 equals 0, x equals -3 is a root. Now, what you could do is, if you're you could just check it out. Do it manually with a second calculator, just to make sure that you entered it right in the first time. Now we know that x -3 is a root. This means that, anybody? X plus 3 is a factor. And now all I gotta do is do my long division. X plus 3 brackets 2x cubed. What's the next part, guys? Minus 4x squared minus 22x plus 24. Now stop there. Divide it in. 2x squared is the first part. We're going to get 2x cubed plus 6x squared. Bring in the minuses. Minus and minus. Minus 10x squared minus 22x. Next part. Minus 10. Minus 10 puts that as minus 10x squared minus 30x. Once again, change the signs. Plus and plus. You're going to get 8x plus 24. At this stage, you should be happy about this because you know it's going to go equally. Now you know that it's going to be, that's 10x by the way, and it's going to be plus 8. Now, what you've basically done is, we'll just finish it off, 8x plus 24. Then we're going to change them into minuses, minus and minus. We're going to turn that into 0. Now, what basically happens is this. You've basically changed this equation. So remember, when the big equation equals 0, we find the roots, okay? We now know that this equation here is the same thing as x plus 3 bracket 2x squared minus 10x plus 8. Okay? To get the factors of this, we factorize the second one, and we're going to get x plus 3. We have to do a reference number. The reference number is going to be 16. So reference number of 16. 16 breaks up into minus 2 minus 8. So we're going to get just going to factorize this one on its own. 2x squared minus 2x minus 8x plus 8. 2x into x minus 1 minus 8 into x minus 1. 2x minus 8, which is perfect, x minus 1. Let's look at this now, lads. 2x minus 8 is a factor, and the third factor is x minus 1 equals 0. Let's check out our answers. X equals 1, because x minus 1 is a factor. 2x equals 8, therefore x equals 4 is a factor. And finally, x equals minus 3. Were they the 3 I wrote at the very start of the question? Yes, they were. Okay. Yes, Connor. Connor asked me, does it matter if I start off with x minus 4? Well, actually, what you're going to find out is it doesn't matter. If I was to factorize this further, okay, and I was to take out a 2, okay, I took out 2 out of this because I'm allowed to divide out 2. It doesn't matter where I multiply in that 2. I could multiply that 2 in over here, and I'll get 2x plus 6, x minus 4, x minus 1. That would actually multiply to give me the equation. Another version of that would have been to bring the 2 over here, and I'd get x plus 3 times x minus 4 times 2x minus 2. No matter what the combination is, all 3 of them will still multiply out to give me the polynomial. So you are right about that. It doesn't. At the bottom line is, it doesn't matter which one you start off with. Finally, draw a rough sketch of the graph. What you do is you do use all your points here to draw a sketch of the graph. Okay? Will somebody be so kind as to call me out the equation from scratch, please? Just nice and slowly.
2x cubed.
Y equals 2x cubed. Yeah.
Minus 4x squared.
Minus 4x squared. Yeah.
Minus 22x.
Minus 22x. Yeah. Stay where you are.
Plus 24.
Plus 24. Now, lads, what you see is here, you'll see a graph that has the turning points there. Your job is to sketch. Your job is to use your points to sketch that graph. Okay? Now, for homework tonight, what you're going to have is the following. You're going to have questions 1, 2. I know. Okay.